Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Duper Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, here with the super producer and always yawning as McMahon.
What's up, Rob?
Thank y'all. Yeah.
No, that was almost
That was a
real.
real one?
That was almost.
Okay.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I am doing very well. Glad to be here.
My man. Thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pod. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials. SUPADUPAPOD. What up, Sarah? And online at HP53productions.com for our merch and additional contents is our own S. McMahon and the Easy Smoke and GM podcast. I know you guys are on break for right now, but the NFL draft was tonight. We talked before we started recording just about the Bears getting the safety, Mendoza going to the Raiders. I don't know, man. I think the older I get, the stuff, I'm not as connected to, I'm not, I'm saying, there was a point in my time I knew all of the stuff that's happening. NBA, NFL, everything. Now I'm just like, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I got more stuff to do. Who knows, man?
Yeah, you're a busy guy. You can't.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, man.
Stuff.
Yeah, a lot going on, man.
Yeah,
For me,
it's the team. So if the Bears have a high draft pick, I'm all in on who the top guys are. This year, it was like they're 25. So I was like, well, take the best player available. I don't care what position. But they got a dog though. Dylan Thieneman, safety out of Oregon. 4.3 40.
Ooh.
Man, was a All-American, first team All Big Ten.
Yeah.
So they got a guy, I think.
I forgot where I heard this, so I can't quote them. I apologize, but they were like, people hear 4.3 40 and don't really understand how fast that is. Like if you ask the guys, like, how fast you run a 40, like 4.8. You cannot run a 4.8 40 if you're not a professional athlete or trying to be a trainer. Get out of here. You probably run a 6, maybe a 7. Okay, man, get out of here.
I'm definitely in the 7s now, no doubt.
Man, because like 100-meter dash, I think I ran a 10 something in high school.
That's good.
Yeah, I was moving. And so, but it was still like, it's still gas was beating me, man. I thought I was doing all right. 10.8, I think 10 down around 10.8. I think so. Hope I ain't making it up. It's been a long time. But I feel like that might be actually very true. But yeah, run a nice 40 dash. That's pretty cool, man. But shout out to everybody whose lives are changing tonight with the NFL draft, man. Because again, that moment is still great. It's still special just to, you see your life has now, quote unquote, changed. You know what I'm saying? You're living your dream, got some bread coming your way. Yeah, so all you guys, yeah.
Here's a difference now in this NIL society now.
They already paid, yeah.
There's gonna be some guys taking some pay cuts.
It's like I could have stayed at school, brother.
Going to the league, but no, it's a special time for these guys. So congratulations to all the draft picks,
man. And most guys. So the NBA, people more go to the draft because you kind of know who's gonna get picked. I feel like the NFL, people are staying at home more, right? It's like they're doing the live feed from the crib.
So this year, Mendoza stayed home.
Right?
And I just read an article. I guess the NFL tried to get Peyton Manning to convince him to come to the draft, and the pitch didn't work.
Oh, dang!
He decided to stay, but there was a good deal of guys that were in the green room.
Okay, yeah, what would you rather be at home or on the stage?
See, the pessimist in me is like, man, what happens if I don't get picked?
Yeah, so you want to be at the crib
in that first round, yeah,
and cry your own sheets, yeah.
You don't want to be the last guy stuck in there, thinking you were gonna be a top 10 pick, and then you going into day 3. And you haven't been picked yet,
That has to be pretty bad. Because again, last year we had this whole Shedeur Sanders thing, right? Yeah. Round 5, right? And it was like wasn't he there? No, he was at the crib because he knew he wasn't gonna be a first round. Yeah, that's what it was. But man, I would want to go. I think I got the NBA kind of vibes. You know what I'm saying? You want to get your fit ready. You want to put your city flag in your suit jacket. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the parents. Mom, Dad, we did it. You know what I'm saying? And off, I get my custom made hat. You know, shout out to the commissioner. You know what I mean? Remember back in the day how the handshakes used to be like mad formal, then trying to get cool.
Yeah,
You know, it's like
yeah.
awkward. Now I get down, like, what up, baby?
He's definitely practiced it, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. How does those practices go? So when a brother comes up to me, how do I look, how does this? How do you pitch that? I'm trying to, I guess he just said, "Look, man, just start shaking more hands this way." But I mean, there's a greeting. I think it's funny as a black man, you grow up, you kind of you see the signals because sometimes this you know what this means, right? But if somebody come at you a different angle, like, wait, hold on a second, you know what I mean? It's like I didn't grasp my thumb, but actually, like, my bad. I know you was going with that, dog. You clearly are from a different region than I'm from.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
you start grabbing the thumb and then the snaps and
Yeah, and it's like, wait.
yeah. How did you even do that?
Yeah, and sometimes I feel weird because if I'm in a work environment, I don't know the guy. Like I see, I'm me where I am, so I don't mind like giving like it ain't the full rock'em sock'em, but it's like what up, like if I see a brother at the job, but there's some people hit me with a Rob, like
Yeah,
I'm at work, like it's
yeah.
like hey, no disrespect, I understand, what's up with you, dog? But then they try to slide into, it's like, oh, now I gave you the Mr. Witherspoon handshake, and you went twisted on me, man. Now I look like the lame. Okay, dog, come on.
Man, I started going just to the straight fist bump. That's it, man. Just
That's way easier.
yeah,
But see, but you know who down because who down is from they give it from the side, praising. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
you walk back
yeah.
like what like the trying to be cools are direct
Right,
knuckle,
right.
knuckle. It's crazy, right? It's nuts, man. In college, it was funny. We thought we was cool. We had this handshake where like you would reach for the dudes, like you would reach for the forearm. I don't know how we did it, but it's like you get the forearm, you slide, and it was like a whole thing. And it was like all the brothers were doing it for like one semester. It was like we stopped because like this is ridiculous. This is getting a bit much. So we were trying to have some solidarity. It wasn't a lot of us on the campus, but try to have some solidarity
See,
there.
should have been on the HBCU campus, man.
Hey
You had
man, I wouldn't
those
have I would
issues.
have those problems. Just
No,
gonna shake
just
shaking of hands.
regular handshakes. Yeah,
Nah, I
yeah.
couldn't go on
Tap
HBTs.
it up. That's it.
Nah, I'd have been distracted. I wouldn't be the man I see in front of you today. I'd be a whole different guy. So, who knows? Who knows? God knew what was happening. But I mean, we were talking though before we got turned the mics because you were yawning, so that was an inside joke. Inside joke, just about just sleep being tired, right? And you were saying you don't really drink coffee at the crib. So my family is a coffee family, right? I
Okay.
mean, that's my parents work nights when I grew. That's all jobs I knew them to have was to work at night. So coffee was a big deal. I mean, my parents they now drink coffee to go to sleep. You know what I mean? It's like that's how much coffee they drink. So I remember once my parents they came home and I heard some rumbling in the kitchen. It's kind of always talked in the morning, what have you, depending on what day. And all I heard was, "I thought you made the coffee. I thought you was making the coffee." And it was like, "Oh snap! Let me not drink coffee because this going on." Then I worked at a job. I was an intern this little lady. I mean, she was tiny, man, and she had a very squeaky voice. One day, she came in, Robert, I gotta get my coffee. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? She came out with coffee. Oh, Robert, okay, I feel so much better. I was like, oh, Mom, Dad, that's like cocaine. It's like that made her shift her voice like this. I'm never drinking this stuff until I had this training. This was like a year ago, 3 years ago, and we were in the same room as for a week. The same room, like 8 hours a day a week. So you know how that go. You just hoping for the best. No matter the best presentation can't keep you from like just like zoning out. And I remember I was thinking like, let me just go ahead and drink this coffee. You know what I'm saying? Let me just give it a whirl. I don't put nothing in it. You know what I mean? And so I had it. I was wired. You know what I mean? Went to family night. And I was like, hey, y'all, got an announcement. They thought something. I was like, I drank some coffee. My mother was like, yeah, what? No wonder it's snowing. And I think it was summer, just like it was May. She's like, no wonder it's cold outside. I was like, yeah, I had some coffee today. So I think even this year alone, I've had maybe the most cups of coffee I've ever had in my life. And I see why I don't drink it, because really I be like pop locking. I be at work like, all right, let's do it. Let's get next. And I'm like, I feel like I look crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like I need to chill on this, because I feel like coffee's the thing. Like if you don't drink a lot of it, you're like nuts. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like a consistent thing that you do, man. So
Yeah, I'm got strong coffee at work.
I mean, it's probably strong for me because I don't drink, you know what I'm saying? I don't drink none of it. I'm sure my dad would be like, what's this water? Take this back. I don't need this, man. Uh, so a couple church announcements, man. Really want to thank you guys for supporting the dads and don'ts. Jeez. Really want you to let me start over. Hey guys, really want to thank everybody for supporting the dads and don'ts. I'm saying doints. Oh, what is wrong with me, dog? Because I'm trying to say toy.
I'm the tired one.
Jeez Louise. Really want to thank you guys for supporting the dads and don'ts toy drive. Really appreciate your help. Got a lot of packages. If you go to the Dads and Don'ts IG page, that's DADSANDDONTS, you'll see the picture of some of the packages that have been delivered to the crib already. Get those going. Remember, the last day is May 7th. Again, follow us on Instagram for more information. But again, I want to thank everybody that really has donated and said they're going to donate, that are going to donate. Really appreciate you guys. Again, we're giving these toys to hospital waiting rooms here in the city of Chicago. Very excited to do this again when the chipmunks were youngest. Those waiting room toys saved us, got us through some the waiting period. Because sometimes you get to the doctor, you don't just walk right in. It's not like the Jiffy Lube or whatever. You gotta wait. You there on time. Be still. Hey, there's something. How you get to the doctor on time? They make you wait 30 minutes. You get to the doctor late.
Yeah.
I see you in 3 months.
We can't take you today.
Wait, what? What's he doing? But anyway, I mean, we still giving the toys, but I got beef. But yeah, thank you for donating at the toy drive. Follow us on Dads and Don'ts. The link is there. Probably have the link here in the show notes. Have this QR code, all this stuff. And I want to shout out to the fellas that came out to the Dads and Don't meet our monthly meeting at the Woodson Regional. The next one will be, I think, May 21st. That's a Thursday. That will be at the Woodson Regional Library again. Again, find out information on Dads and Don'ts. Really appreciate y'all for sure. So we had a lot of church announcements. We'll get to everybody's favorite segment is versus everybody. I think everybody's winning, sir. I think it's 2. You got 2 right out of the 6. So
yeah,
2 as.
What's that? 333.
Yeah, still, hey man, all-star for baseball. All right. And on the bench if it's the NBA. So, all right, got 3 questions for you that might be better suited for you. Sir.
Do you like the music?
I did. I meant to tell you that. I appreciate that. Look at you, as producer of the year, man. Like that. So I'm talking trying to get the music from space to play. So here we go. All right, ready, sir? I know you're tired, but you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Records on the line. All right. Everybody has 4. Ez has 2. Okay. First question. Which Negro Leagues team was based in Chicago? Chicago American Giants, Chicago Monarchs, Chicago Stars, or the Chicago Black Sox. I have to race. Again, which?
Well, I know it's not the Black Sox.
Yeah.
The Black Sox were the 1919 White Sox that threw the World Series. Mm-hmm. Why they call them the Black Sox, man? That's racist, man.
Man, it was Reconstruction. You know what I mean? We just out of slavery. We just can't have nothing. But okay, let's continue.
Everything. We actually talked about this last week. The Chicago American Giants.
That's your final answer?
That's final answer.
My man, Ez. Oh, yes, on the board. Ez. Yes. All right. Number 2. Who founded the Chicago Defender? Number 1, A is Robert S. Abbott. B is John Sinstack. C is Ida B. Wells. D is Oscar DePriest.
Say those one more time for me.
Sure. A, Robert S. Abbott. B, John Sinstack. C is Ida B. Wells. D is Oscar DePriest.
I'm going to go with A.
That's your final answer?
That's my final answer.
A is correct. Look at you, Az. You 2 for 2 today. All right, okay. Az on the come up, man.
Yes, and that was a total guess.
Last one. Which black inventor created the first automatic elevator doors? A, Alexander Miles. B, Elijah McCoy. C, Granville Woods. Or D, Lewis Latimer. Read them again.
No. Yeah, please give me those one more time.
A.
Yeah,
Alexander Miles, B. Elijah McCoy, C. Granville Woods, or D. Lewis Latimer.
I'm going with Lewis Latimer.
Final answer.
No.
Okay.
um, I'm gonna go Latimer. Go with Lewis Latimer. I know it's
Okay.
wrong. It's
Yeah,
wrong.
definitely wrong. Absolutely wrong. That's it, dog. The answer was actually A again. Alexander Miles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, man, but listen. 2 out of 3, man.
Two
It's
for
not
three.
bad.
That's a
So
good day.
hey, so you make a nice comeback. As
That's
for
a good
everybody
day.
5. So look at that, man. So again, everybody's favorite segment again as the history buff. Hey, you pulled that Robert Abbott was pretty dope. I gotta give it to you, man. You know, I was 50-50. I was like, Ez might know this, but you're like, this is a guess. I was like, well, that's a pretty doggone good guess.
No, you know what? I knew that I knew that was around the name.
Yeah.
It sounded right.
I got you.
Yeah.
So this actually leads me to the Chicago check-in. And again, what we're talking about the highs and lows, the ups and the downs of the greatest city in Chicago, greatest city on earth. I am sleepy too. I need some coffee again. So when I was looking up some questions for you, right, I ran upon this one in from WBEZ. This is by Ariane Nets. It's from February 2026, but I thought it was still a relevant article because the question was, what's the first Chicago school named in honor of a black person? I was gonna like lay that out, but I figured like that'd be the check-in. So let's read a couple lines from her article. Today, Chicago is filled with public schools bearing the names of prominent and influential black people who were significant to the city and the U.S. In Burnside, there's Harold Washington Elementary School. Washington Park holds Walter H. Diet School for the Arts, named after the famed violinist and music educator. In Bronzeville, an area that was known as Chicago's area's Black Belt during the Great Migration. There's Paul Lawrence Dunbar Vocational Career Academy, named after the famed poet and playwright. So, but
Mm-hmm.
this wasn't always the case. Many of the district's older schools are named after White George Washington High School in Hegwich, shout out to the east side, and South Deering on the far east side, Edgar Allan Poe Classical School in Pullman, and Theodore Roosevelt High School in Albany Park. So, what was the first public school in Chicago named after a black person? You got any guesses?
Um, well, I know Dunbar. Dunbar was named Dunbar a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather, I guess he spent some time there
Okay.
at Dunbar. He showed me a yearbook from like the 40s
Gotcha. Oh, that's dope.
at Dunbar.
That's wild seeing your parents and your yearbooks.
Yeah,
That's for
yeah.
the kids' mind. They'd be like, "Oh wait, this is crazy."
Um, I'm not even gonna guess
Okay, so the
what was it?
answer it's easier than you think. The answer takes us back to 1936 when Chicago had just built its first high school to serve an exclusively black student population, according to the Chicago
Oh.
Defender. What you got?
It's DuSable.
It's DuSable. They
Yeah,
named
yeah,
DuSable High
yeah.
School after Jean-Baptiste Point DuSable, Chicago's
That's
first
where
settler.
my dad's side, both my grandparents went to DuSable.
See, that's dope, man. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like we see it and you hear it all the time, but just didn't
I
know
didn't, I
about
didn't, I
them.
wasn't even, I wasn't even thinking about that.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
thought about it, right? That's
yeah,
pretty. I thought that's pretty dope.
yeah.
And we talk about this often. We sprinkle this throughout the show throughout the years. But DuSable, we believe, right? And this, I think, I speak for everybody at HP 53. He is a forgotten person in history who is actually like really should be celebrated more, not just in Chicago because of what he did, to be the first settler in one of the major cities, right, in the country that's still booming and saying today. And if you read any books about him, like he had a big part into like what makes Chicago Chicago. He laid the foundation to that right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he kept a lot of the Native Americans at the time, like kind of a peace treaty to keep the settlement where it was. Got it booming. We make a couple bread. And then the war started coming, the U.S. started from. He's like, I don't want this. Y'all can have it. And then somebody sold it, and it was like, yeah, look what I did. It's like, no, look what he did, right? So they named the Lakeshore Drive. They got a bust of him, I think on the lakefront. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Yes, it's like it's just a bust. I mean, I don't want to degrade it, but I
Where
guess
is it?
I think it's in River North. I've seen it in River North. Hold on, I think I have the location here. But for what he did, man, you I just feel like there should be some bigger stuff. You know what I'm saying? For him, if everybody's been to the DuSable Museum, which is actually at my home church we did used to do tours over there a lot of times. Go to the Cyber Museum to check out history, see some things, and then they had a big Harold Washington exhibit every time I go. I've seen a lot of
It's still,
events
I
there.
think it's still there. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool, and but I feel like DuSable is just somebody we should definitely be celebrating more, because we talk about it like, again. We talked about it as a team here, just what he did, right? A Haitian man coming from 80, he's making his way up to. Think about those first winners. He ain't had no North Face. You know what I'm saying? He had no long johns. He was like, wait,
Man,
what is this? You know what
whatever,
I
man.
mean?
He didn't need a North Face, man. He was taking out bears and
Yeah, yeah. He was that kind of the guy.
yeah. What else was out here? Elk
Uh,
and
everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
he had all types of fur.
Imagine that first winter though, dog. Just being like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. Y'all can keep y'all can keep this. I don't need this, man. But yeah, but I thought that was a pretty good thing for people to check out and read, man. But decide again, if you're not from Chicago, just Google him. We take it for granted because we just kind of a fact that we know, right? But truly, Google that name, Jean Baptiste
Point. Point
yeah,
DuSable.
Point DuSable, yeah. And so, again, I'm tired. I apologize to the DuSable family messing up his name. But definitely Google him, look it up. The story is amazing. It's a fantastic story. And we are proud Chicagoans, you know what I'm saying? We know who he is, and it's cool. The school's named after him, got a museum here. So we know him here. He should definitely be known everywhere. He's a true American hero.
By
Let
the
me
way,
think about go ahead.
what's DuSable's mascot?
I have no idea what is it.
The Panthers. They have Black Panthers.
I see. I
Yeah.
see what they was doing. They was like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 no doubt. I know what is elk. I guess the first thing get killed. Who knows, man? Yo, imagine, yo, because for real, man, you think about you come up to this place and you're like, what's this? ILL, all right, let's build something here. You know what I mean? Like, that has to be amazing, right? And it's just like, as time moves on, not that we're weaker men, but it's like,
Yeah,
imagine just getting to a
we're
space. We're
weaker.
weaker man. You're right.
Yeah.
Imagine getting to a space like, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do, babe? Build us a house. What? I'm like, baby, guess what we gotta do? Find a hotel. Let's call our parents. Have them help us out the best way we can. Jeez. Yeah, that's something. Man, we are weaker men because
We
those
are.
guys are really doing some stuff, man. I mean, truly, coming from Haiti to Chicago, right, where Esquigou, whatever they called it back then, and making way, right, and being part of history, man. So shout out to
They
those men.
said
Shout out to DuSable.
it smelled like onions.
Yeah.
That's what Chicago means.
Oh wow.
I think that's what
Ah,
it is. Smelly onion.
I feel like that's wrong. It's like, please double check that, man. You might
I'm,
be
I'm,
right.
I'm
You,
serious.
you might be right. You might be right. Okay.
What
But
does Chicago mean?
as
Hold on.
verifies
I'm
that,
gonna look
man,
that up.
don't smell like this.
Stinky onion.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
It's Algonquin.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Again,
know what I'm talking about.
that's my bad. Ez versus everybody.
Why
My
to doubt
bad,
me?
dog. My bad, dog. You know what I'm saying? I should ask you more of these questions. Get you some zeros on the list on the board, man. So go skip again. That's how Chicago check in. Now, if you never knew, now you know Chicago stands for stinky onions. Shout out to
There
Ez.
you go.
There you go. And for real, Google DuSable, great, one of the greatest men. Again, that's what I was saying before. We talk about when we think of American heroes, these are pioneers, right? They go to lands and make things happen. He should be considered. He should be on those lists of people that are being considered when they're talking about great American pioneers and leaders, right? Because that's not nothing. You know what I'm saying? He went to a place that was nothing. And the thing is, the way Chicago was the way it was situated, it's like he had to kind of border it to make it be what it is now. Like his plans led to what we have right now. So man, it's not nothing. So shout out to him, man. One more Chicago story, but this is actually about from WBEZ.com. Lunchroom workers plan to block traffic as a contract talk with CPS stalls. So apparently they're going to be there trying to be a strike with lunch workers from these schools. Have you heard about this, Ed? Did you see
I
this
have
at all?
not. No.
Yeah, so just a bit from the article. 61-year-old Kimberly Pinson gets on the bus by 4:45 so she can make eggs, bagels, and biscuits before the first bell rings for the elementary school she calls her babies. Pinson is part of the fabric of Green Elementary School in Bridgeport. When former students see her out, they often explain, "Oh, hey, Miss Kim," but Penson, who has worked for Chicago Public Schools for 21 years and makes an annual salary of about $34,000, says she feels deeply disrespected by the school's district leadership. She and her colleagues, who are represented by the union Unite Here Local 1, have been working to negotiate a contract for more than 11 months. They had to call in a federal mediator because they just at an impasse, man. But they were saying, the two sticking points are wages and staffing levels. CPS, they said, the spokesperson said, remains committed to reaching a fair and sustainable agreement. And it says analysis by the Sun Times identifies CPS among the top 10 employers statewide in terms of the number of their workers who receive SNAP food assistance. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
yeah. In a survey, in 2025 survey, head of a contract negotiations, Unite Here found that about 22% of lunchroom workers receive SNAP benefits and have visited food banks. That's
That
something,
that ain't right.
no, not at all, man. And it's something like, the older you get, the more you kind of learn how the world works, right? And like you see a food bank and you think when you're younger, you think that's for a person who's like on the street, right? Like has nothing, right? But really, the most people that are going to food banks is like they just can't. They got to check. They got to check. They got a bunch of bills, and it's like they're making real decisions about what gets paid, right?
Hmm.
So if I can go get food from here, you know what I'm saying, then that's like that's one bill less I got to deal with, and that got to be hard, bro. Where it's like you have to you getting a check, you trying, you know what I'm saying, and it just you trying to make it work, and these people have no other option but to
Any
go to the school.
anyone that works a full-time job should not have to need utilize the help of public assistance. That just shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, so here's a note here. We think that
Everyone deserves a living wage.
yeah. So we think that people and I, it was shocking that she worked there for 21 years. Like I had to read it a couple times before I brought it to the show. It was like she had been working for 21
So
years.
what did she start at?
But they didn't have that, right? But I know that's the question. Like,
Yeah,
doggone, what did you
yeah.
make? And I would think that's an important job, right? Like,
It's very important.
you feeding the
Very
kids.
important.
You would want this person to be happy. You know what I'm saying?
They're
And I mean,
getting you talking about, yeah, at least two meals a day are being
yeah.
served at school.
Yeah, and then because I'm a full proponent, especially I've always thought this with post pandemic. For I would almost get a tattoo about this. Teachers need to be making six figures easy. You understand? They just that job is too important. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's a lot of jobs that make a lot of bread that it's not important as this job, right? You know what I mean? And it's like there has to be a way now. It says CPS. Well, CPS has so far refused to agree to that minimum for lunchroom workers. The cash-strapped district is projecting at least a $520 million deficit for the upcoming school year and has tried to avoid taking on space, additional, my bad, additional workers. There we go. So, it's saying it's how stressful it is, it's how tough it is. So, in a survey conducted by the union last year, 88% of lunchroom workers who responded reported having trouble paying for necessities such as food, housing, electricity, childcare, or medical needs in recent months. That's wild.
That shouldn't be the case, man.
So CPS officials have said they are focused on delivering higher wages for workers. District officials told school board members they propose increases so no worker earns less than $20 an hour by this August. That's more than the city's current $16 and $60 minimum wage and would translate to 41.6 a year for full-time workers. Wow.
So wait,
Wow.
what are they? Wait, there is a city
A
ordinance
CP,
that's what's the minimum wage now?
I thought it was $16. I thought,
Okay.
yeah, but it's about this. There's a CPS minimum wage, but they're saying, and here's the thing too. I know they're trying to manage the budget. Like that's the other side of it, right? There is a budget that has to be managed, right? And this stuff that has to be done. But we know this got to get fixed, right? So it's like, what then do we do? Especially when the way we're living, right? Like, hey, we haven't talked about the administration for a while, just because it's like y'all watching the news. Y'all know what's going on probably better than us. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna repeat the same thing. Yeah, as my mother would say, you see Trump again, you see what he did again. Yes, that's all we doing. So but essentially stuff is just more expensive. Dude, gas, I just filled up gas twice, and it was $89. I ain't
Yeah.
never done that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, doggone. I'm like, that's $89. I'm start walking to Oak Brook.
Yeah.
And I ain't doing that.
You
I
going
mean, so it's like, you gotta be kidding me.
you're gonna have to use the Shack way of filling up gas. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, the half a tank. Hey, I know what he's saying, man. It's the
You
same
put
thing.
20 in here, and then you put 20 in here.
Yeah, he not wrong. I mean, that's what's got to be that because, I get hit with the 89 because I do so much driving. By the time I look down, I was like, ah, crap, I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to might as well flip the whole tank. But I'm about to just at that half. They got to get this
Man,
40,
you in
man.
Oak Brook, man. You need to get you the Costco.
Oh, that's where I go. Well, a
Oh,
couple
you okay?
times that's why I usually go that one. There's a Mariano's where I got a special. You can use your car and get a nice little discount there as
Okay.
well. So I can, there's ways I can make it happen, but that's why I said it twice because I got caught out there and it's like, I got to get this gas. That's my mother. Yeah, even talking about my mother a lot. Like she's giving me a lot of rules over life. One rule has been I don't ever want to hit because I guess she saw a lot of people on the street like out of gas. So when she saw me, she said, "Come here. I don't ever want to see you on the side of the road with no gas in your car with my grandkids. Okay, I'm gonna whoop you myself." Dang. I was like, Mama, have I ever come close to that happening? But okay. She clearly says one time, man, she called me at work. She never called me. Because I guess she saw a special on Nick Cannon. He got sick and it was like, he wasn't going to the bath. He was working so hard, he wouldn't go to the bathroom. Mama called me. I'm like, hey, everything okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go to the bathroom.
He
What?
said, make sure you're regular.
Huh? She was like, yeah, yeah. I was thinking on this Nick guy. Yeah, he don't go to the bathroom. That's why he's sick. You can't get sick. Go to the bathroom. Bye. Click. Yes, ma'am. So now, hey, I leave this meeting. Go to the bathroom.
You ever run out of gas?
No. I've been
Never?
close though. I ain't gonna lie. I've been close. My mother scares me. I'm like, let me go to this gas station, man. I think like my old car. The gauge was a little off, so I was like, it might be on E, and I won't know, So I just would always fill it up. Obviously, now I got the joint where it tells you how many miles you got. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So once I hit a ding, I just pull it. That's what I'm saying. I always pull up. I'm not like my dad, who will drive. He'll drive 20 miles to save 3 cents on the gallon. I'll just wherever I'll take that back. Up north, won't do it. Certain neighborhoods won't do it. I go to my spots. But if I hit it, if the gas light come on, I am getting gas, no matter where I am, even if it's $10 to get to my spot. How about you? You ever ran out of gas?
I twice.
Oh man.
Twice. One time, I was in college the first
Okay.
time,
Oh, okay, that counts.
and I actually glided into the gas station.
So-
So it was
Woo!
perfect, perfect. And then the second time I was
Yeah.
driving, I was in the middle of rush hour traffic downtown one morning, and I was on my way to the gas station once again,
Hmm.
and got caught on Michigan Avenue
Hmm.
in traffic, ran out of gas.
Ooh, that's the
But
word. Oh man.
saving grace,
Yeah.
my man Rennie, I went to Hampton with, was
Hmm.
right behind me, just
Just
by
happened to
coincidence,
be.
just happened to be
Oh
there.
wow.
And so I was able to park the car on the side of Michigan Avenue. I hopped in his car. Uh, he took me over to the gas station over on what
Roosevelt.
was Congress,
Oh, oh, I
the
know what you're talking
Amoco over
about.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, that gas
I
probably
got a,
expensive.
it was, but I got a
Yeah,
couple
you gotta do what you gotta
gallons.
do.
Got a
Yeah,
couple
yeah, yeah.
gallons, and yeah, I was cool. So man, shout out to my man Rennie.
Shout out to
Yeah,
him. I
yeah,
know he was like,
yeah.
whoa, 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 brother, what's going on with you?
He
You out
saw
of
it,
gas?
and that's why, hey, put your alumni decal of license plate holder of
I got
whatever,
mine.
because that's how he knew it was me.
That's how I got mine. On
Yeah,
Phillips
yeah.
to,
So
to the
yeah,
end. I'm
yeah.
with you on that one, dog.
Yes, sir.
Just never
Yes,
know. Yeah,
sir.
to your point, the alumni, they look out for each other, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Just never
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something. But as we were talking about it, right? We have this war going on, and we have all these things, and it's like that's what this. Remember at the beginning of the administration, they was cutting funds to
Hmm.
everything, right? All this stuff like ladders down. This is what we were talking about, where it kind of gets to this now. Money that they not getting, especially because Chicago and Illinois are like they're like, hey, Trump, whatever, we out. So you know what Trump doing? Y'all ain't getting no money, nothing, yada yada yada. And then now we got these people who work and get up 4:45 in the morning, work till 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And been working for 21 years. That's something, man. That's something. That's because even reading it, obviously I read it earlier. Reading it, it's like that has to be different way about that. And like to your point, you said it perfectly. You should be working a full-time job and working getting SNAP benefits, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
you shouldn't even be. It's like the money should work for you. And I don't think this lady's out here. Some people be out here messing up their money.
No,
I don't get
no,
the sense this is what this lady is doing. She's
no.
like, I just ain't got it. And stuff is, I mean, groceries is rough out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like groceries is a real bill. It's not just like we hungry. Every time I shop, it's like, I know, the kids eat certain things and I can't, I gotta get certain things because it's three of them, four grown people eating in this house. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I
like,
mean,
geez.
remember the old Cosby show where um Bill Cosby flashed
Huxtable.
the money with Cliff Huxtable, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
flashed the money with Theo, and they were going through what you got to your living
Oh
expenses,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Theo said, I can live on bologna and cereal. Man, boxes of cereal at $8-9 a box now, man.
Bruh, listen. That's why I get mine from Walmart. Cause you can't buy nowhere else, man. Like for real. It's really rough out here. If you got it, right? So imagine if you short. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you did everything, you're doing your because again, you never know what these people have done beforehand in terms of like trying to turn life around. And I think everybody deserves the opportunity. That's what America's supposed to be. And we're not getting a lot of opportunity. People who are already kind of making it, they get to jump the line and get the opportunity. That's because you think about when it was like the vaccine, right? And how it was supposed to be doled out a certain way. Remember, folks was like jumping the lines, had a couple extra bread, they knew somebody, like stuff like that. And then like food banks, people was like jumping the line. It's like now people who needed it can't get it because they, the folks who just they have it, they just don't want to buy it or whatever they jump the line too. And I just hope we can get to a point where like people just start doing what's right, right? Not doing what's right for them. I think that is what we got to get away from and get out of, right? It's just, you do what's right for you isn't always what's right. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're okay and you can wait, or you can say like this whole thing with the taxing, the rich should pay more taxes. They probably, I mean, it makes sense. It doesn't, we all paying taxes. Why am I paying more if I make 30? Like, in this sense, that book, The Whiteness of Wealth, that's the name of the book. It talks about how like there's certain systems in the world that are littered with white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? How taxes are doled out. Just how the housing market is. So it's like you got people who's supposed to be doing the quote unquote right thing, right? And it doesn't work for them. I'm sure there's one taxes be nuts just for stupid reasons. You know what I'm saying? You never know, man. So I hope CPS can figure this out, and I'm glad it was in the shout out to WBZ, the Chicago station for NPR. They always give it to you straight, no chaser, man. So check that article out if you want to read more about it. So it's a short one today because I think both Ez and I are sleepy. But thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pie. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials, SUPADUPAPOD, and online at HP53productions.com for our merch and additional content. Ez, I miss anything?
Even if you did, we got to go.
Yeah, we gotta go. Make sure you take care of yourself and each other. Hey, mama, it's the Super Duper Podcast.
Champagne from you and I. Wait, you and I? Now that's champagne if you was I. Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide? If you know that bringing hope here is how careers die. Or do the K stand for kamikaze? The J silent is everywhere, you can feel them probably. Sure then, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. This said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed? I woke up.